we've got ourselves a very good SBC today, and I thought, why not put him first? Because R9 has entered the building. How good is he? Let me know down below, would he make it into your team? Because I've seen a very mixed opinion about him. I still think he is probably one of the best strikers in the game. Granted, yes, I would have really liked the team of the year. Whether they were going to give us that, it's very unlikely. But R9 for 3 million, 2.9 is what it was coming in at. 27 SBCs, it's a long old grind, but you've got 60 days to get him done. I don't think that's a bad value in the slightest. Like, how good R9 is in game is unbelievable. So I think it's a clear vote for me that it's absolutely going to be a must complete. So I was interested to know, what are your opinions? Do you think he is a must complete? I think you've got the likes of him, Mbappe, Eusebio. Dalglish probably has gone now, but then you look at someone like an Alvarez. We look at Diani, is kind of there in terms of a right-wing striker, but she's definitely one of the better ones in the past. We've got Mia Hamm, who I'd argue is under R9 in terms of what she can bring in-game, even though she technically is slightly better in what you'd expect. The Power Shot Plus, obviously having the 5.5 as well. You'd argue they're very, very similar. Yep, she's 630,000. R9's still 2.6 in the market. So for me, I think it's an easy vote that he's an absolute must complete. I don't know. Let me know down below what you think about that one. It is going to cost a lot of coins and a lot of grinding. I've got that on the channel if you want to check that one out after we've done here. Are you looking for coins to improve your team? Then you need to head over to lootbar.gg, the most reliable and the best coin service you can find. Also, they have incredible 24-hour manual customer service that you physically cannot find anywhere else. But before finishing on lootbar.gg, make sure you are using JT11 to get 8% off coupon. Once you've gone through the payment, you'll be able to get your coins within the next 24 hours, absolutely guaranteed. Also, with the code, you'll be able to get 5% more coins on every transaction. Make sure you do click the link either in the description or down in the comment section below. But let me know, let's get into the rest of them then, because we've got a lot of icons still. We are seeing now quite a few disappear. We've got rid of Torres, Yashin, and also somebody else that I forgot. Yashin, Torres, and I don't know. It was somebody else who's gone. We've got Socrates, got 2 days left. Carlos with 3, 4, 9, 11, 18. So they are all starting to disappear now. What we normally find is we get batches of icons, hence why now we've had quite a few through the weeks. We are still probably going to get the same. We've obviously had Matthias, we've had then Lahm from obviously the Bundesliga. We've had R9 for Ligue 1. Then we've also had Abile being French. So La Liga is next, so I can imagine we will get another 2 or 3. So it will be interesting to see where we go with that. Whether we get another one during Ligue 1, I don't know who they could go with. But then we should have La Liga, then Serie A will give us some more. So we will lose a few, and then we will gain a few. Now, in terms of if they're worth it or not, and it depends on what you're looking at, because the problem we have now is we're in the full swing of team of the season. Now there is so many players out there that are cheap as anything, and they will give you everything that an icon would for a 10 for the price. If we look at somebody like an Ollie Watkins, as a 93 striker, triple play style plus, he's definitely going to give you something at least in the game being 93. Like, yes, he's not going to be better than R9. We know that. But for 53,000, is it worth doing that compared to going out and doing a 1 million or 2 million Rio in the same position? Like, look at Hanko. Incredible centre-back. Coming in at like 60,000 coins. Is he better than a 2 mil Rio in terms of price? And that goes down to what you want. There's obviously a lot of good reasons to have icons. If you are running a past and present, then that's going to be a perfect reason to get one of the big ones out of your list. Matthias is going to be a perfect example. And I do think to some extent Rio should be up here. But with the amount of centre-backs that we've got, I just can't put him in a must complete, because I do think even as a past and present, I wouldn't say he's must. He's a very, very good card. But for the price that you're paying, I think you can get a better efficiency. Matthias and R9 are just meta as anything. Ronaldinho, I'd go in the same value, to be honest. If you want a Ronaldinho like myself, I had to get him done just purely on nostalgic value, and I haven't got one yet. So it's the only chance that I'm getting one. I think Czech goes in that list as well. I'd probably go Mia Hamm now, probably not worth it. If I'm being brutal with her, because there's definitely some, like with Cantona, I don't think he's worth it now. And I'm trying to be more harsh with them because we have got a lot of players now and there's some really good ones. Why on earth is Podolski in here? I've just realised he's looking at me. He was in a review, so he's got mixed up with the cards. He isn't an SBC, so he can't go in anywhere. But when we look at the rest of them, so let's look at Socrates or Socrates. He's coming in at, I still think, a fair amount of coins, to be honest. You've got 2 days to get him done. If you've not done him now, you're not going to do him. Let's be real here. Still a decent value for a card. I wouldn't say he's not necessarily an SBC fodder as of yet. Roberto Carlos, I probably wouldn't do. Hadji, how much is Hadji coming in at? 270. I mean, that's not a must complete, but it's a very good pricing for a card. But most of these icons, to be honest, are just not really there. Zambrata, I think, is definitely a must complete up there. He would argue the same with a Wan-Bissaka for an SBC card. Now, we're only going on what we've got at the moment because that is what we've got. You got SBC fodders with a player of the months. We are now running out of them. I don't know if there is another one somewhere, but we are not getting any more player of the months coming out now. So we've lost our Prem already. We've lost our Serie A, and then we've also got rid of the Eredivisie. So they are unfortunately gone. We have got some more SBC fodder that are coming in a lot cheaper than what we need. So when we look at the German striker, I think she was roughly about 60,000 last time I checked. She is, where is she? 50, no, that's Simikan. 21,000 for a 90. Easy fodder there. We also then have a couple of others. Simikan, to be honest, he should be FC fodder, but I'd actually say he's not a bad centre-back. He's got the ability to be centre-back or right-back as well. I mean, it's not a terrible card whatsoever. You've got Sane. He was coming in a bit more expensive at 394. There was the arguments between him and Diani. I must admit, I really like Diani in the game. I would personally put her over Sane, but I could see both, and that is just a personal opinion of mine. I thought she was incredible with her gold card, then into the Thunderstruck. Team of the Year Honourable kind of was just there, and it's an extra playstyle plus, but this card definitely is a step up in the right direction. The only thing I think with Sane personally that I like is he's got the Rapid plus. That for me is always going to be a big bonus when it comes to the comparison between the two of them. We've obviously got Diani coming in with the 5-star, 4-star or 4-star? Yeah, both 5-4. Pace is still there. We've got Trickster and Power Shot. We've got Technical, Whipped and Travella. So again, you've got a kind of a non-used one versus a whipped pass. You've got the 2 shooting ones, and then you've got the technical versus the rapid. Now, both of them are definitely running styles, so that works. And in terms of shooting, dribbling, passing, they're all very similar. So you could argue between the two of them. If I'm only going to have to put one in, I'm going to put Diani up there. Raul, I'd put as a good value. Beckham, I'd still put him in a decent value. I think Lahm probably wouldn't do with Zambrata there and Wan-Bissaka. I don't think he's needed. Even in a CDM, I'd probably just go with Essien or even Makalele in my opinion. I think they're going to be better in them positions unless you're running like a German team. And this is very specific because I can only go with what we really have. Abile, the brand new one from yesterday, to be honest, I haven't even looked at a price yet. Just under 1 million coins. Now, you do have the choice between both of them. If I was going for it, I think I'd have to go with a 4-5. I think she's good value. I don't think she's a must complete, really. Again, if you've got Matthias already done, then you just need one more centre mid, and I think you've more than likely got a team of the season. Palacios, I don't think the value is worth it for me. In my opinion, I really don't think it is. Awaran, Nakata, I think are good values. I'd say Nakata now, to be honest, is more fodder. Marquez is obviously going up at the must complete. Ribery, I probably wouldn't even complete nowadays as well. Houghton is fodder. Kelly, she's still even in here. She feels like she's been here a long time already. If we go into players, she's got to be gone soon. 6 hours. I was going to say, she's got to be gone soon. I mean, she was decent value, definitely. Then who else have we got? We've still got Mbemba. Mbemba? Yeah. 21 for, fodder. Beautiful fodder. What's his triple play style plus, actually? Long ball pass, aerial intercept. I mean, it's not terrible. Lengthy as well. But yeah, he's going fodder. Let's be real now. 91 going in the fodder. Kelly would go in decent value. We then have Bull as going in SBC fodder. Lucio, now a good centre back that we've got. Obviously is from the Fantasy Heroes, so we've got another hero in the mix. In terms of his price, at 1 million coins. He's a good centre back. Like, he's kind of like Rio to some extent. He's definitely up there in like top 10 centre backs quite easily. But we've got cheaper ones now. This is the problem I've got. When you look at centre-backs across the list, when you go into kind of the nitty-gritty of it, if we go by rating, we can kind of see. So, obviously, you've got your top ends, you've got your Virgils, you've got your Renards, your Ruben Diaz's, fair enough. Marquinhos is up there. But then when we look at the pricing, you've got a 94 tar, 101,000, so 900k saved. You've even got a 94 Saliba. That is a phenomenal card at 660,000. Argue you've got to have the coins to be able to do him, so I get that argument, but way better. You've got a Vidic, I think, at about 100,000 for his 91. Carlos Alberto is obviously still expensive. Rio's still 1.7, which is fine. Upamecano's coming in cheaper. Cordoba's coming in cheaper. Even if you went a little bit further down, Schlotterbeck is 376. Now, whether I think Schlotterbeck is much better than Lucio or worse is irrelevant. It's mainly for the coins and what you get back. Lucio is only going to give you so much compared to a Hanko's 50, a Bisek that's 620. You look at a Romero at 490. And here's Hanko now, 73,000, and he is phenomenal. Genuinely phenomenal. You can even put him in the live upgrade, which I think has gone now, but you could have, and if you definitely got there ahead of the curve, was an easy one to do. So I think the value is nice for him. He's very much like I say with Rio. He's a good card. I'm not saying he's a bad card, but there is so many options now, whereas like your R9, your Matthias, they are absolute top of the top. A Wan-Bissaka, Zambrotta, it's guaranteeing you a right back. A Simikan, very cheap centre back. A right wing, a CDM or centre back that is very grindable. And then we have the two flashbacks. We have got our man Silas and also Sissoko. Sissoko was coming in relatively cheap, I'm pretty sure. He is around, where is he? 270. I mean, it's okay value. I don't think it's absolutely crazy, but it's okay at the minimum. Silas at 160. Decent. I'll always take it. He's got obviously the quick step, the trickster Travella. Very standard in terms of what we see from wingers. I don't think I could really say they're SBC fodder, but I don't think both of them are ever going to be must complete players. They are very much standard in their own ability. And that is going to be the list for today. I want to know your opinions. Am I being too harsh, or is this as close to what you can get as the right listing? Let me know, and I'll catch you all for the next one. Peace.